Capricorn, welcome back if you're returning. This is Crow Indigo Intuitive Tarot, and this is your monthly read for April. We're using 3 decks to do this general reading for Capricorn placement Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're starting out with the Radiant Wise Tarot, and then we'll do some clarifying cards from the Line Strider and the White Sage Tarot. Just going to see what cards come out here. The energies are all a bit muddled this month for me, but we've gotten some good guidance from Spirit so far. I think this was the next for you. I'm just going to do about 8 cards here. Capricorn. All right, I think those are our next 2. Excuse me. Okay, let's see what we have for you this month, Capricorn. Seems there is a new offer of love, or possibly kind of a revitalized feeling of love in an existing connection. But you're not really fully aware of it because you're focused on what has been lost in an emotional situation. It could be that you have what it feels like to me is you have a partner, and that partner is trying to reconnect with you. You've been not necessarily physically separated, but emotionally you've grown distant. And that partner is now trying to make this offer to you again, to connect with you again, to revitalize your connection to one another. And you're kind of missing it. You're not seeing it because you're focused on what's gone wrong in this connection. You're seeing your connection. This really does kind of feel very strongly at the moment like an emotional read, a connection, a romantic connection type of read. You're focused on what's been lost, and you're feeling like the only reason you're together is because you're bound in some way. Perhaps you have children, perhaps you share property, perhaps you run a business together, and you're feeling like that's the only thing holding you together anymore. Meanwhile, your partner really is feeling a renewed surge of emotional connection with you, but you're not seeing that. And there is a day of reckoning coming when the two of you really need to have a conversation, get on the same page, figure out where you're at, and if you can't get on the same page, to make choices about severing that bond. There is that feeling that something could be lost here in this connection if you're not able to open to each other, to communicate, if you're not able to shift your perspective to see that they are in fact trying a different approach here with you. I'm not saying either way whether you should stay or go. It's not for me to say. I'm just saying what I see here. I have one party in this relationship, which I think is the other party, not you, who wants to try to make this work, and then I have you who's looking at everything that's gone wrong and not what it could be in the future, who's seeing it as a situation that you're bound to and not necessarily choosing. So whoever this is, I'm getting a strong read that at the present moment, you don't see a future here with this person. But I do see that the other person really wants to try. They want to try to get past, because they sense that you feel this way, even if you've not actually had a conversation about it. You're not really inclined to be overly generous with your money, with your support in any way. There is a sense that there's one of you is a very confident, creative person. You always find a way to make things work, and to manifest the outcome that you desire. That could be you, it could be the other person. But there's someone who feels really confident about their ability to create the life they want, the way they want it. And that person is having their eyes drawn toward a younger person who represents a new opportunity to them. There's a desire there to go in the direction of this younger person who is fresh and unknown, and not really heavy in any way, because your present connection has gotten a little heavy, it feels. So I don't know what that is. If that's you or the other party here, I'm not sure. I don't think there's anything going on. I think it's just, if you look at this queen, her face, she's still looking. She's still looking at you, but she's kind of, you can sense that she's turning her head toward this other. And I say she because there's a picture of a queen here, but this is really just a feminine energy, a nurturing energy, and it's not necessarily a man or a woman, definitively. It's just someone who is in this connection. Could be you, could be other. But yeah, Capricorn, I see a situation here where there's a lot of tension in this relationship that you find yourself in, and you're not sure you want to stay there. There's a big pile that just fell out, so we'll take those. You feel like maybe you were cut out of things, that you were left out of the conversations you needed to be in, or that you've been cut off from the resources you need emotionally with this person. I think at first you saw them as kind of a teacher in many ways, or they saw you that way. There is love here. It's just kind of a colder love than you'd prefer, perhaps, or again, this could be that your person feels that you're being colder than you have been in the past, not as showy with your affection, and they miss that, or again, that you miss that from them. It feels like the answer here is that you both need rest. And again, the Ace of Cups has come up. So whenever a card comes up twice like that in a reading, it's happening a lot this month for folks, different cards for different signs, but here it's the Ace of Cups for you, showing up a second time in a second deck. This tells me this is really the focus of your reading this month, this upsurge of feeling very strong emotion, either in a new connection or possibly a resurgence of feeling in an existing relationship. And like I said, here I get the sense that this is your partner feeling that, not necessarily you, but it's very important for you because it's directed at you, and you need to be able to address that. It's very important to feel feelings and to try to communicate authentically with one another about how you each feel and where this relationship is heading. Let's see if there are any further clarifying cards for Capricorn. Further clarifying cards for Capricorn, please. Just a couple here. So we have the Eight of Swords, where someone is willfully blind to a situation, keeping themselves sort of imprisoned, holding themselves back from making a choice that needs to be made, or communicating a truth that needs to be told. The Ace of Swords in reverse. Yes, there's a definite lack of clarity here. There's not an interchange of good, stable conversation between the two of you about how each of you feels and how you see your future and what's hurting you. And I think this is a month when you could very well try to have those conversations that matter. The other person is open and receptive to listening to your feelings, because all they feel right now for you is this love, resurging love, fondness for you, even though they sense that you're withdrawing from them, even though they sense that you are not being as generous with your emotional support as you have been in the past. And again, I could be reading this opposite. It could be you that has this really strong feeling for your partner, and your partner is the one that's just focused on what's gone wrong. Your partner may be the one that is looking at this as something they're stuck in. Um, your partner could be the one who is being, attracted to some less complicated, brand new, fresh connection with somebody else. I don't think that's happening. I think this is a mental thing, just to be really clear. I don't think anyone's cheating on anyone right now. Not in physical ways. Mentally, I think that's definitely happening for one of you. But I think that's what I have for you. Generally, I don't do these, kind of deep love relationship readings, but that's clearly what I'm seeing here. So I think that this is a good month for you to kind of try to get on the same page. Or if you can't get on the same page, to at least be authentically communicating with one another. Take the rest that you're given, if you're given rest, and try to feel. Pardon that interruption. I do apologize for the extra noise there. So I think that's it. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you have a great April. I believe in you and your partner here. And I always welcome your feedback. If this resonates for you, please let me know. I wish you, health and happiness. And I thank you for supporting the channel. We'll see you next time. Blessings.